Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of A Day in Miami, brought to you by the Miami Improv, Cafecito Comedy. I'm here with the one and only Erik Griffin.
Hey.
Also Sebastian.
Just one. That's good. That's
one
good.
clap.
One clap.
That's all you
Also Ringo.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
All right. So what's up, man? How does it feel to be back in Miami? That was a hard slam on the table. I'm sorry.
It's good. I'm here in Miami as a dad now. You know, since the last time I was here.
Yeah?
Which is crazy.
Congrats.
First time dad in Miami.
Yeah.
man.
First time dad in Miami. That doesn't seem. That's not a good mix. Right?
Yeah. It's not like spring break in Miami. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had the travel was crazy, but my wife's grandmother lives in Miami.
Okay.
And my son is named after her, deceased husband.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, so this is her first time meeting him, and you know what I mean?
Abuelita.
Yeah, we sent a lot of this is the great grandma. This is his great
What is it
grandma.
called?
Bisabuela.
Yeah, this is a great grandma.
Yeah.
It's so funny you're saying it in Spanish because my wife's Jewish. So
Wait, no Spanish at all?
no.
Not at all?
What do they call her in
I think the grandmothers are called bubbies. Mm-hmm.
I've heard that.
Zadie is the grandfather and Bubby. So
Is that a Jewish thing?
yeah. So
Take their abuela?
yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that
Yeah. We automatically assume it's like
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about Miami automatically everything's Spanish,
Right.
Cuban, or something. We don't know what else.
It's
It was like, yeah, you're married to a Dominican, right?
Yeah.
Of
Well,
course.
we were talking earlier, because Erik is from LA, West Coast, obviously. But when he's in the East Coast, what do they say? People,
they don't know what. I know it's interesting depending on what coast you're on. That whatever the local Latino population is, that's what you must be.
Yeah.
So when I'm on the East Coast, but it's different. New York, Miami is different too because
Of course.
Because when I'm in New York, it's like, oh, you Puerto Rican.
Okay. And then down here, what do you got?
Are you Dominican?
That's my
Are
uncle
you
right there.
Cuban?
That's
Are you
Theo.
like, and I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was telling, it's like we were talking. It just makes me want to actually take one of these Ancestry whatever tests, just so I could like officially know.
That would suck if you took it and then it was like Dominican.
Yeah. But it was. He's like, I always knew I had this something
you
to
always
me.
know.
Yeah, but it would just be. I think it would be strange because like because like I say, I have family from Belize.
Wow.
I know they're from like and that's like Belize was like they look Belize and Jamaica are very similar. So my aunts and uncles are like black as this table. You know what I mean? So my whole life I associate I'm light skinned black. You know what I mean? And I know I had probably have with a little Spanish.
Something has to be.
Right?
It has to be.
But what's going to be crazy, I'm going to do this and I'm going to find out something completely different. And I'm going to be like, oh, no. That's part of the reason why you don't want to know. But then part of the reason is you want to know so you could be like, yes, I am this.
Yeah.
You want to claim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you could be, like we said, a long-lost prince of, like, Dominican
Belize.
Republic.
Or Egypt, for all we know.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, too, by the way.
I can see it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
people
I
think
can
I'm
see it.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
People think
Kuwaiti, Middle East.
Right. When I was in the Middle East. I've traveled the Middle East doing comedy. So I was in the Middle East, and then like the one guy that I was with is like, he's like Arab, But then the person, we walk up to ask like where the bathroom is, and then the guy turns to me and just starts talking in full-on Arabic.
I was going to say that.
He just starts talking to me, and I'm like, whoa, why am I the one?
I was
you know
gonna
what I mean?
say,
So it just depends on where you're at.
It's going to happen to you down here.
Russell Peters jokes with me all the time.
Oh, yeah,
this.
about
Like what he just jokes about my ethnicity all the time.
it's like,
Because it's ambiguous.
Yeah. So he'll just be like, "You're not black, man. You're not."
It's a great Russell Peters impression. It's gonna happen to you this weekend. I guarantee you're gonna go somewhere and say, "Hey, can I something in English?" And all of a sudden they're gonna respond to you in Spanish.
Well, we just went to this restaurant.
Shout
out to Sergio's.
Yep.
Very delicious.
Yeah. What did you have? Can you repeat what you had?
I
Remember?
had the chicken. This guy act like we were.
Well, when you ask for recommendations, I'm not lying. The waiter just went, pork, beef, chicken.
Yeah.
He's paused and he went, fish.
Yeah.
And then he went,
Yeah.
chicken. And he went, okay, half chicken. That's what you get.
Yeah, there was like nothing Cuban about what he said.
Yeah. I meant, can you try to repeat your order in Spanish?
No, but he came over.
Yeah.
But he came over and just like immediately like I always like that though, that when it's like ethnic like that, because the guy came over, he looked at all three of us, and he was like, "Oh, finally, vamos a la playa, blah 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 blah." You know, he just went into it, right?
He was like, "Ay, mi gente, thank God."
Excuse me.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Pardon me,
It's
American
funny, though,
here.
because we did get there, and the guy asked us what we wanted to drink, and Sebastian in Spanish orders Ben. I ordered jupiña, and then he's like,
Can I get an iced tea?
Iced tea?
I thought that guy was gonna hit me,
Bro, he did look a little mad.
Yeah, he
That
looked
was-
disrespect of
He was just
Eric
like- he was just
ordering
like, no,
iced tea and
Iced
you don't
tea.
know. You don't know what you're not supposed to order.
Yeah.
I do know that when I'm on the East Coast for a place like this, if I do ask for iced tea, I have to ask for unsweetened.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause
It gets too sweet on the East Coast.
Well, you know what I'm thinking? That's more Southern. It's a Southern thing. You ask for iced tea, there's gonna be like diabetes
Because it's like
in it.
sweet tea. That's
Yeah,
what they love.
Yeah,
out
I
there.
hate unsweetened iced tea though.
What?
Ugh, I can't stand.
Oh, I love that.
Okay,
I just don't drink a lot of. I don't drink soda.
Right,
anymore.
right.
So much sugar in it that when I do, like if I had a little sip of soda right now, I would feel how much sugar is in it.
Yeah.
So when you cut all that out and then you go back to it, it's like, oh.
I mean, it's crazy how much you ever seen those things about the sodas, and then like compared to a bag of
sugar, like how much sugar is actually
each
in it?
thing, and it's like a half Ziploc bag of sugar.
Yeah,
in
it's
each can of
crazy.
Coke.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's why it's so good.
But you see how much stuff. Have you ever seen that video of like all the stuff you can do with Coke?
Yes.
That it's a great cleaning product.
Yeah.
Well,
and my
Takes
thing
off
is like,
rust.
why should that be in your
You know
body?
what? Literally, this week, I was driving my car, right? I was performing up in West Palm, so I had a little bit of a drive, and I started as I'm coming back, I get this weird smell in my car. I go with my buddy, and we're trying to figure out what's causing the smell. We pop open my hood, and there's like oxidation on my battery. Like a little bit of like the juice came off,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And my buddy just goes, "Oh, just pour some Coke on it. You'll be fine. The battery will like work perfect." And I was like, "What? Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I poured Coke on it. I didn't have to wipe it. All of it just went, the oxidation went away. Perfectly clean, sparkling. My car, you were in it. It's perfect.
See, but that's like, should that be in your body?
And then he did like that on the battery, and then took a sip.
And it took a sip. Yeah, I had to finish the
that
Coke.
don't make sense to me. Like that means that you should be able to like drink like Lysol in the
Right,
same way.
right.
Yeah.
Like whatever the great cleaning product is, can you drink that?
Okay. Probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I
No.
mean, shout out to Coca-Cola, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
what a
sponsors, right?
phenomenal
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
And you know, believe it or not, Coke started. It's based off of wine that had cocaine in it from
Well,
France.
Speaking of cocaine, Scarface.
Damn.
You know what?
Is
I
that-
realize how cheesy this is. to
Is
have
that
a
on purpose?
scarf.
Yeah.
I just had my wife packed for me.
Yeah.
She's
She's
bought this shirt.
Miami.
You know, but when you're in LA, it's okay to wear this shirt because
Yeah.
it's really about the movie and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, I love graphic tees from,
Yeah.
from the big. Shout out to the big man store, DXL. So I'll wear, you know, I like to wear superhero shirts too. You know, that's my thing. And so, you know, I got this one, but then I saw it this morning. I was like, oh yeah. You know, then I think, oh man. Now I'm walking around Miami and people are like, this guy.
Another.
This
Hey,
guy.
bro, I'm not gonna lie. We all have a Scarface shirt in our drawers in Miami, so
Yeah.
it's not like you can't even.
Or
say
the
that.
poster.
I have the poster in my room right now.
I think there's two good posters. You know what's two good? Scarface
Uh-huh.
and Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Yes.
Those are great posters.
Well,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
one? It's the one of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she's smoking the
Yeah,
cigarette.
yeah.
Right,
That's
a
the
great
one.
Classic.
Yeah, I got so wait, I was gonna say is because being that we're in Miami and that's Scarface and stuff. Is Scarface considered a mobster? Is he a mobster?
Yeah. I think it has to do with two things. I think it just has to do with like, you know, he was in the movie he was like a drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
And Al Pacino is associated
With
with
mafia.
The Godfather.
Right.
Sure.
So I think it's like a combination that when you think of Scarface, you think of
So
mafia.
would Tony Montana be on the like Rushmore of mobsters?
For sure.
Who would be there? You know, like
Soprano,
okay,
The Godfather.
Corleone's.
Yeah, both of them.
Uh-huh.
I think,
Yeah, Michael and yeah.
Yeah, and then I think he's on there twice because then it would be Scarface.
Damn. Yeah.
And then what about
Honorable mention,
Robert.
whoever you about to say.
Robert De Niro and
That
Goodfellas?
I was going to say Robert De Niro in
but
any
really?
Scorsese movie.
I don't think Robert De Niro and I would say Ray Liotta in
Ray
Casino. Yeah, that gets honorable mention.
Ray Liotta in
And
Goodfellas.
then what's his name too?
Oh, yeah, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Uh-huh.
He's on. If you're gonna go top 10,
Yo, oh, yeah, I know.
okay, you know what I'm saying?
Rushmore's only what? Four.
Four.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
four. Rushmore's
But-
four.
But if you're gonna go top 10, then yes, you get De Niro, Godfather
Yeah.
2.
Uh-huh.
You get De Niro, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that
No,
Yeah, yeah,
Soprano,
it's a
the
tough thing.
Corleones.
I think the two Corleones, Tony Soprano, and
So here we'll
Yeah, that's the top.
We'll
That's
make
to me,
room.
that's top
We'll make the
four.
Corleones 1, and we'll make Scarface and Corleone 1, right? So that way we have 2. So we're putting Soprano, and then there's one more.
Oh.
Would you put De Niro or Pesci there?
That's tough because I think
feel like they're kind of one-
when I think of Pesci and Casino, who's harder, Pesci and Casino,
Pesci and Casino.
or you know what I mean,
Or Goodfellas. Though.
Goodfellas.
Pesci and Goodfellas
Goodfellas.
is so good.
That bar scene when he comes
Oh, I
back.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Or
the clown scene, you know?
Like,
you
yeah,
call me a
of course.
yeah,
clown?
you calling me
Yeah.
a clown? What do you think I'm funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
it's
tough.
so
What do you
good.
guys think? Vote right here. Right
Yeah, put in the
now.
comments. Put in the comments. What do you think your thing is?
Yeah.
Your top one.
That's actually a tough one.
Yeah. Because then also, you think about there's all these mob movies. You got A Bronx Tale, which isn't really about the mafia per se. They're in it, but it's
Well,
not
for
a
that, it's
mafia
like
movie.
for that,
That's a softer
for that, are we
version.
throwing Peaky Blinders in?
No,
when you're considering
but
mob.
I do have Jack Nicholson in The Departed.
No, it was fine, but
That's racist,
But when
though.
I think of when
Irish.
no, when I think of The Departed, I don't think of
Mafia.
I don't think of him. I don't think
you
of
think of
him.
Matt Damon?
I think of like the other
two.
people.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think of Caprio and like what was going
Yeah.
on in there.
I also feel like when you think of mafia movie, we're just so embedded with having The Godfather as like you think of mafia, you think Godfather.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's such
Well,
a
that's the origin of the country at a particular time. You know what I mean? If you're gonna say like top 10 on-screen gangsters,
yes.
Yeah.
well then I would put Denzel in
Training Day.
No.
Oh,
the one where he was playing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was that?
Ain't no love
American
in
Gangster.
the heart of the city. That one, yeah, American Gangster.
American Gangster, where
Frank.
he was
What's
Frank.
his
Yeah, Frank, whatever his name is.
Frank White. Right?
Yeah.
I make that
So
up?
that was a pretty good depiction of like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to look at like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying on screen.
Shit, I mean, but then it's Denzel. It's like you can't argue Denzel as a gangster. You can't.
Yeah,
beat that shit.
that was
You can't
great.
beat That shit.
That was that great scene where he's like, he's like, getting himself, and then the guy. goes
The
talking
guy
smack.
that he's at the,
Yeah,
at
he
the,
just
the
says,
diner.
He fixes
He gets up.
He goes, just a second, I'll be right back.
So you're gonna shoot me in
You
front
know
of
what I
all
mean?
these people?
Bow, and
Done.
nobody said anything.
And he came right back and he said, "So what are we talking about?"
Yeah, and then that made his
Back
whole
to you.
family be like, "Oh shit." That's how you get ahead of the family.
I love it.
That's how you become one of the Mount Rushmore gangsters, really.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I say, I still think it's like it's hard to like, man, when you think of like Michael Corleone, even over what's his face, the original Godfather.
His dad,
Yeah.
Vito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I would say that's just
Well, yeah.
man, what a
I
depiction.
know. What
I'm
a
just
great.
saying,
What a
it's-
great.
at the end of I always think of at the end of the Godfather, and his wife is like, she was like, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
she's like,
Don't-
he's like,
that's
"Don't
the
ask me
great-
about my
don't
business."
ask me about my
but it was great.
business.
He goes, "Okay, this one time,
I'll let you ask."
I'll let you ask." And then she goes, he says like, "No, of course not. I
No,
didn't kill my."
of course,
right.
straight to-
And then it's like she's looking at the hallway, then the door closes.
Slowly, and you see them like. Oh,
And that's
man.
when she knew. She was
Look
like,
at
"Oh
the
my
chills.
God, I'm
Look at the
married to
chills
a
of that
monster."
shit. I love that.
Yeah, that's the great ending of a movie. But anyways,
Yeah,
I think so I don't know. But Scarface, I think wasn't even like Scarface is not even a great movie. When you
You know what?
If you looked at it right now,
Wait a minute.
it has great
That's
scenes.
tough to say in Miami.
I'm
'cause,
just telling you, it's
that's
not-
our staple. But here's the thing: they have hated on him in Miami in the past about his accent in the movie.
of course.
That it's not a Cuban accent,
Yeah.
right? But
I tell you, I just thought of another one.
what?
I'm so sorry.
Who? No, I love this.
Nino Brown.
My brother's keeper.
I don't know if. I don't know. Shut your ass before I make change.
Cancel that bitch. Man,
No, he
what a
was.
great-
That's a great.
No, that's
that
an
was,
all-time performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, like,
Not
when you
just
talk
gangster.
about, but he
Yeah.
took over.
That was a great one. I
building.
think that's I almost want to put that in the top 4 over Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone.
I can see that.
Because Vito Corleone was like he. Listen, The Godfather. I'm not. I feel
I
this
know, I know,
only
it's
old
a-
people talk about The Godfather.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of these old guys. But the best scene in The Godfather that explains it is like Vito Corleone is sitting there with Michael. He's retired now. He's a little, and he's talking to him about like what I wanted for you. I wanted Senator Corleone. I wanted, and it's like his son has become what he didn't want him to become. Yes. And that's what the movie was about right there.
Yes.
And this moment this father and son is having. And he says, I got it, Pop. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And he said, and he keeps telling him, no, whoever comes to you, that's the traitor.
Yeah.
It was like that moment right there.
Yep.
But again, you needed the two of them. But just like how violent, Michael Corleone was throughout the whole series.
Yes.
The first two really.
Yeah.
It's like, when the
when
the Senate hearing and the brother walks in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also the scene that made him become who he was in the restaurant when he goes to the bathroom to get the
right.
back, and then did you ever see they did a show about the making of The Godfather on
I didn't
Paramount.
see that.
Oh my God, amazing. Miles Teller plays the producer who's trying to greenlight the movie because it almost didn't get made because the Italian mafia didn't want them making the movie, portraying a bad scene towards the mafia. So if you notice, this is one thing they said. They never used the word mafia in the movie The Godfather.
Right.
Because of this. There was like certain rules that they had to abide by. Great show. But the whole thing about, even when he shoots them in the restaurant, the dropping of the gun, that was like such a big thing for Francis Ford Coppola about it. It was like that was his vision. It's like you have to make sure you drop it a certain way. It's like, who thinks of that shit? But that's why the movie is as great as it is.
It's timeless.
I saw a thing. This was a real life gangster murderer guy, and he was talking about how he had stepped away, and and I remember him saying, like, he worked for like the real mobster guy that. John Gotti.
Okay.
He was one of Gotti's guys.
Okay.
And he was like, after I saw The Godfather, he was like, I had to get back in.
Get back in.
Yeah, so there was something, real about that. But I don't know. See, what I'm saying is, like, when you think of, like, Vito Corleone's, like, the things that he did, you never saw him do those things.
Right. You only heard of him.
Even when he says to, like, he sends Frank, I want you to go talk to this.
Yeah.
Go talk to this movie producer.
Yeah.
So, but you never saw him say like, "Yeah, cut the head off the horse."
Right.
Leave it in his fucking bed.
Yeah.
Like that would have that was Sonny and Michael Corleone.
Yes.
You would have seen them do that.
Yes,
so you never really saw Vito being that guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like I was, but yeah, I don't know. I actually after thinking about it, I would put Nino Brown.
Can't take his statement.
Nino Brown, Scarface, Tony Montana. What's he call it? Michael Corleone, and who was the other one? I forgot the one we already said. That would be my 4.
I mean, I can't argue with that. It's
so and then you can have your honorable mentions.
Yeah. Your Ray Liotta's and your and your De Niro's.
Yeah.
It's so crazy De Niro's not up there, but I get it. It's all opinion, right? It's like music. How am I gonna tell you who you
Which
like?
one though? Because De Niro. You're saying if you're saying who's the best mobster actor?
No, there has to be.
Who plays a mobster the best?
Yeah.
Well, then I would say that De Niro goes into the list.
Right.
Because he plays that guy in every single movie.
Yep. Yeah.
Even in when he's
analyze this.
He's still that guy.
Great.
Yeah. He didn't change anything. That's what made it funny.
Yes,
for sure.
So you have that. But I mean, are you talking about like soul performances?
Like, I mean, I guess you could say who played.
Remember Sugar Hill? Did you ever see that movie?
No.
With
Sugar Hill Gang? No.
With Wesley Snipes. Was it called Sugar? I think it was called Sugar Hill. Wesley Snipes played a gangster again. He was good in that too. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought it came to my head.
Keep them coming. We gotta watch all these movies now.
Yeah, for real. I'm getting a whole fucking list of movies that are great.
All right. So being that we're here in A Day in Miami, I want to ask you, what do you think? What in your opinion would be a typical day in Miami for somebody from start to finish? What do you think we do in a typical day in Miami? Let's say it's Saturday. You wake up Saturday.
First of all, I was telling him, when you think of certain cities, like Las Vegas, if I was telling you about Las Vegas, what would you think of? You would think of hotels and the strip and showgirls and hookers and like gambling, right? But if you went to Las Vegas, that's such a small part of Las Vegas.
Right.
And Las Vegas is a huge, big, boring city in a hot-ass town.
It's hot.
Okay? Miami is the same way. So when people think of Miami, you think of South Beach. and you think of like, Cuban girls and like white girls in bikinis and like, dudes with braids and weird jewelry in there.
Hey man, shout out to Laura. She did it.
So what I'm saying is like, so I travel enough to know that Miami really is just a shit ass town like any other place. It's just like, weird industrial area and like, you know what I mean? Just, just residential stuff.
Yeah.
And the part that people think of Miami is when's the last time you went to South Beach?
Yeah, forever.
Can't even
You're
remember
from
that.
I don't even
exactly.
remember,
It would be like,
I stay away from South Beach.
it'd
I
be
go
like
to
people
like
in New
Hollywood
York
Beach.
don't go to they don't go to Manhattan.
Yeah, they don't go to Times
They
Square.
don't go to
Times
They don't go to
Square.
Statue of Liberty. And we
So
live
if
in New
you're
York.
asking me what a typical day in Miami is, it would just, that's what it would be. You'd wait. If I'm staying at a hotel, it depends on what hotel I'm staying at. But if I'm just here, maybe I'm just here, I'm visiting a homie or something like that, it'd be a typical day.
Hang out,
You
go
know,
to
we get
Sergio's.
up, we go to Sergio.
Yeah, exactly.
We chill out, we drive, maybe we go into the movies or we go into like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's any different than any place else.
Yeah.
It just sucks that people get associated, a place gets associated with its most famous thing.
Yes. Yeah. Well, shit. Now that you got me thinking that, because let's word association, right? You said Vegas, you got casinos, Miami, the beaches, New York. What do you think of what New York comes?
Yeah, New York's Manhattan. It's like Times Square, and it's like hustle and bustle, a whole bunch of people.
L.A.
Hollywood. People think of L.A. They think of, and they also think of like Venice Beach and which is a shithole. Nobody wants to go to Venice
Atlanta.
Beach. Black people. You know what I mean? Just so many black people.
Alley-oop. Yeah. Hey,
I don't know. I mean,
Best strip clubs? Atlanta?
you would think a strip club, but I'm just not a strip club guy.
Really?
I would love to see you at a strip club in Atlanta.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be
like
fun.
at the front, just with cheeks smacking in the face. You got nothing to do with it.
I hear they have great chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't eat at a strip club.
Yeah.
But I just
But I heard at one of the strip clubs, and I don't know which one, but apparently the wings are like, people go there just for the wings.
Tootsie's has amazing wings.
Really?
Shout out to Tootsie's.
There you go.
We're sitting around right now at a boardroom meeting, and we're going to open a strip club.
Yeah.
The three of us are going to open a strip club. And we know that strip clubs are associated with like negativity, sexual, it's like exploitation of women.
Yeah.
So we would say, how can we come up with something where people can come to this strip club and use that as the reason they go into the strip club? It'd be the chicken wings.
The chicken
Chicken
wings. There's a.
That's all that is.
I think
The
in
only
West
thing
Palm,
second to titties.
Those wings are trash. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that they got better chicken wings than a real chicken wing place.
Hold on.
But that's just for people to be like, I don't go for the titties.
Hey, Tootsies, we need you to come out to the show and bring Erik Griffin some of your wings so we can show them up so you can see what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah.
They got a spot in West Palm. I think it's called Monroe's, right? Monroe's? He knows about it. It's
Yeah,
it's
so
a
funny.
it's
So
a
funny. See, you must be married.
that's why I
He got
did
a
it.
girl in his life.
That's why I did it.
He say, "What's the place called?" He just went like this.
He's not even on
No,
camera.
but you're not looking at him like I'm looking at him.
He's not even on camera. He was like,
No, he's just looking like this. He just went like this. It was so subtle. Like I don't have stripper wings.
I don't associate with those.
It's Monroe's and it's a steakhouse. It's a steakhouse / strip club. They're known for their steaks more than the big strip club. I promise you. It's all obviously old white men.
That's just a bonus, man.
Of course.
That's just some. I'm telling you.
Because now you can write it off as
and it
Monroe's
doesn't
Steakhouse.
work. There's no woman anywhere that if you said, like you in a relationship,
Yeah.
you say you're a girl, yeah, my boy Sebastian taking me to a steakhouse,
Yeah.
and then she find out it's a strip club,
Yeah.
and you gonna tell her, babe, it's the best steaks,
in town.
and she gonna be like this. Oh, okay.
I'm
What woman is gonna be like, oh, okay?
I'm probably the only one who's going to have that one that says yes because our first date was at a strip club. So
Oh, well then.
yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, that's how
I have celebrated his significant other's birthday at a strip club.
Yeah.
but
She
that's
loves strip clubs.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
That's because she's from
'cause
Miami.
She's there. You mean if
Yeah,
if
that's
she's
com-
Oh,
no,
yeah.
That's completely different.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, his woman, she ain't buying that shit.
She ain't buying it.
These motherfuckers are like, no, baby, you gotta taste these wings.
Yeah.
She's like, no, this tastes
Hey.
like pussy from another woman.
Meanwhile, they make you take off your hat at the strip club, but this girl's dancing her naked ass right over my chicken wings while I'm trying to eat, but I can't wear a hat.
All of that stuff is to justify these naked women. That's all it is.
1,000%.
It's
So-
a weird
1,000%.
justification because then what it does is it makes men sit around and go, no, man, they got
Steaks.
Yeah, no, they got
got
good
the
wings.
best wings.
Yeah, yeah.
Wings.
Come on.
So we're going to Tootsie's after, boys?
For the wings, baby.
Hey, so one more. I want to do another word association. I wrote these down
Okay.
just based on Miami stuff. I'm going to give you a word. You tell me the first thing that comes to your head as far as Miami, right? We're thinking
Oh,
about Miami.
okay,
shit,
thinking about
right?
Miami, all right.
So let's go with food.
Strip club chicken wings.
Tootsies. Second floor Tootsies getting shoulder rubs. You already know.
Movie.
Scarface.
This is like, it's just all set up.
Yeah.
Music. It's kind of tough. It's like, I don't mean like song. It could be like artists or something.
No. Music, I think of just like like the cha cha, or like
Like Gloria.
The Macarena?
yeah. Being from LA, I probably would say like like the Macarena.
Yeah. Drugs.
Cocaine.
Of course, because you know
Got it.
Miami, baby.
Got
First of all, way too excited about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yes!
Way too excited.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
You were ready for that one. You were
Yeah,
way
yeah.
too ready.
Because I was like, the thing is, it's funny. I had wrote these before we even started talking, and then as the whole conversation went, I'm like, God damn, I just plugged in all these
Yeah, you
word
plugged in all the
associations without
answers,
doing it.
yeah.
Damn, sucks.
Yeah, but cocaine, I don't even know if like, see, I don't do drugs. I never have. So like when I think of like, I don't see, that's hard for me to even associate. All my knowledge would be like just from like movies or
For
television
movies.
shows.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's funny because saying like, when I said movie, you're wearing the shirt of the movie where you're at, and then the number one thing in the movie is
Cocaine.
So it's
Cocaine,
like kind
yeah.
of like all set
Yeah.
up. What about like celebrity? Who do you, if you think Miami's celebrity, what's the first one that comes to your head?
What's her name? From American Idol, Paula Abdul.
Really?
Paula.
I
What?
think of Paula Abdul. I don't
real?
know why, but
Is
I
she
think
from
of
here?
Paula
Is she
Abdul.
She's,
You know,
I don't think Paula Abdul's from Miami.
I don't think so either.
But that's funny. That's cool that you
but
associate.
I don't know why I think of
I
that.
thought
That's
you
I
were
think
gonna-
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, I was gonna
Sure,
say
okay.
J Lo or like
Even though
Gloria
also
Estefan.
J-Lo-
Jennifer Lopez, Paula Abdul.
J-Lo also not from Miami. She's
That's what I'm
Jenny.
saying.
She's Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
Is that block in Miami though?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
we don't have blocks.
Yeah,
bro.
But I,
Pitbull.
you know what I?
We got
I,
Pitbull,
I
that's it.
think of Spanish music.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Gloria. No, I was gonna say
Gloria
Gloria
Estefan.
Estefan.
That's actually who I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah.
Paula Abdul and her.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Gloria Estefan.
And
that's
then the
what I was
song you were
of.
thinking about was coming in.
Do that conga.
Yeah. Like, you see? Boom. That's how we
Yeah,
wrap
Yes,
it
but
up.
Paula
baby.
Abdul also has like some kind of song like that. I don't know why I thought of Paula, but it's probably her name.
Yeah.
Paula Abdul. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I think of J Lo. I think of Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another episode. Day in Miami. We got Erik Griffin here, the Improv, Miami Improv, all weekend. Check him out. Sebastian, you got anything you want to plug?
No, I'm good, man.
Anything you want to plug, Eric? Anything
Just
coming up soon?
I got my podcast, Riffin with Griffin. Check
love
me
the
out.
name.
I'm also on the Golden Hour podcast with Brendan Schaub and Chris D'Elia, so check that out too. And that's it. That's all
My
I got.
boys, my brothers. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out, for tuning in. Peace.